Does your tailgate give you issues? You can't open it with the handle, and then you have to go like this on the inside and pull this thing up with your finger or with the wrench that's supplied near. Open that side up and go to this side, and then now you open it. Well, it looks like you need a tailgate rebuild. First, you start by unhooking the metal pieces. Easy as shit. And then you need to take it off. Voila. So then you go out and you find yourself a table so you can put your nice shiny tailgate. And then if you actually have paint on it and you don't want to scratch up the paint as much as it already has, you wash it off. When you're washing stuff off, I usually use this Dollarama specialty shit because it's basically soapy water, but it has some window washing stuff in it. Now, since you've washed it off to the best of your abilities, you can put the tailgate on her. And if your tailgate has any topper capabilities, like if this is a locking thing for a topper, I do believe, take that off. In this situation, it's just Phillips heads. And there was nothing connecting the bottom, so they're useless. And if we were going to do this the proper way, you would weld it, sand it down, probably put Bondo over top of it, and paint it. But we're going to leave it for right now, because there's no reason to do that. This tailgate's pretty nice condition as well. So yeah, now we're going to flip it over. Now what you want to do is take out these 3 bolts that hold in the opener. And now since everything is really on in there seized tightly, we're going to use some more WD-40 that is. Now, in order to get these bad boys out, I needed to put a vice grip on a screwdriver. They were pretty in there, pretty good. So yeah. Now what you'll need to do is take out the locking mechanism for the tailgate. And it holds on by these 2 bolts here. It's a 1/2-inch bolt and an 80s Dodge tailgate and early 90s too. The first gen and 80s are the same tailgate basically. The second gen tailgate is how everything is Torx, by the way. So you need to buy yourself a Torx set if you're going to rebuild a second gen. And after you take out those 2 bolts, it's good if it won't come out, because that means it's still locking in the center and you don't have to buy some shit. Now, onto the other side. And then you take a good pull on this one, and if it doesn't come out, that's a good sign as well. So now, put all of your bolts in your dish and flip over the tailgate once more. Now, what you want to do is you want to pull on the handle, and you see this locking pin here. You want to get rid of that here. So now what you need to do is be careful now. I want to push on the top pin. It's better. You see this flat piece here? You want to lift up on that. Garbage! I don't have a camera stand. Frick. That's great. A lot of these old plastic pieces are very brittle. And they don't make any more Chrysler pieces, but Ford and GM have the same pieces that you can use. And that's what we'll be ending up buying here. I think we'll have to buy a few of them in this situation. See now your whole handle assembly comes out. Now after that is done, the tailgate piece should just pull out now. And if it doesn't, you have issues. With mine, it's not coming out nicely, and I think it's squeezing itself on the metal. So, and it is, because look right here, it's bent up, and I can't get it out because it's bent up because they installed the thing wrong on the truck. Now we want to lock them on and press downwards so that you can get it off. And let's hope we can here. And we did. Now it's the other side, which comes out in a jiffy. And yeah, it comes out real nicely. And it is supposed to be bent like that. I don't know why they did it. Both of them are like that. Yeah. So now how these little guys work is they're connected in the middle through this. There's this little thing here, and that's the pin that needs to be put in. Like that. And that thing just clips on, and it holds on for its dear life because it's a piece of garbage and needs to be replaced every few years or something, every time it breaks. And the minty guy that had this truck last took the whole thing apart and made it so that this piece jiggles in here really nicely. There's a gap in here, and you can push down on this side and then push down on this side, and it just does a big old dance in there. For something like this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it with WD-40 and wipe it down. You lock it physically by yourself, and then you pull on this tab. And let's pull on it by using my foot and seeing if it unlocks. So, there you go. This one works. And now this one. Let's lock it. Oh, this is a really rough locking because it's really rusted there, you see? Now, this one's giving us issues. So, now what I recommend for this type of situation is look at the back here. Keep locking it and looking at it. Oh, you see this? See right here? It isn't fully exposed, so if you press down on it anymore, yeah, it's really rough. So, I'd clean it with acetone and maybe WD-40 it, because what we want is for this little hook here to be all the way in that corner. So that's about 1/8 of an inch. So yeah, this is giving us issues. So let's do that quickly here. So now I've cleaned that up with WD-40 and I've cleaned that up. So now I'll clean this one up. But directly after, there's this, it's a wax-based rust protector is what you want to use for this one. And look, it says wool wax formula. The rust worsen me, wow. And and you want to kind of use a tack-free because you don't want it sticking. So this is perfect for what our application needs. Now when you're installing it, you don't want to do up the bolts right away. You just want to put it in there so that she'll stay in there. There we go. No, other way still. And it's being a bitch because we still have that thing dented there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix that now. Now when you're installing it, you don't want to do up the bolts right away. You just want to put it in there so that she'll stay in there. So now it just slides right back in there. Sweet. Awesome. Now, yeah. Now for the centerpiece, there was plastic pieces holding in this and that there. So now we're going to put in those plastic pieces. Now this part takes quite a bit to get used to because now you're supposed to put these little pins here into there. There we go. And now what we have to do is lift up on it. And we got to get it centered in there. I hope you get the idea from this, so you can do it yourself. But I've found it helps if you use some needle nose pliers and press down on this while having this underneath there. Let me show you. See if I can get this up. So I had to do it off camera, but it's in there now. And now you want to flick over this thing. There she goes. Now what you want to do is get out this other one and do the same thing with the red, or whatever one that you choose next. Now after you get both of them hooked on, you need to place this thing, and on my model for this 83 model year, you have to open up the door handle. Let's do that again. You see, open it up in order to get the thing out. Like that. Now what you want to do is bolt up the latch pieces. Yeah. Before you do that, you need to extrude it out a little bit, and you want to spray that thing with the wax formula. Everywhere. Because this will prevent it from gunging up again, and you'll get some more life out of your black. And you need to do that with everything, so move this one out just a tad so you can spray this too. And then this one over here. After you installed the 2 bolts there, now you need to flip the tailgate over once more and install the 3 bolts that were holding in this originally. And after you get those 3 bolts in, you're ready to go take her outside and mount it to her truck. So now if you've done all of that, your tailgate should just work like this. Wow. And it should shut correctly. But there might be adjustments needed. Yeah. So yeah, that concludes the end of this video. So yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like. And yeah, subscribe if it's that great.